Welcome to Infinity Capital. My name is Raj, and today we are going to talk about why we should invest in stocks or companies. So, this is my understanding, and I'm going to share with you why I invest in stocks and companies. So, to begin with, we'll try and figure out what are the kinds of opportunities available to us. So, we can invest in land, okay. And the thing about land is that you'll have to find a piece of good land. There are a lot of legal, stuff that you have to take care of. Whenever you are buying a piece of land, it will be away from where you live. If you live in the city, then the land will be very far away from the place you live. So you will have to probably barricade it or put somebody over there to take care of it. Also, guys, land is not cheap. A lot of money is required to buy a piece of land. So, in my opinion, land is not the most feasible way of investing money and generating returns. Also, I believe that a piece of land by itself does not yield anything. However, if you are farming on that piece of land, then it can make you some revenue by that. If you're producing some wheat or rice, you can sell it and you can make money through that. The next piece of type of investment is property. So property is a good type of investment. However, with as we all know, properties are very expensive, and to start a property investment, you need a minimum of 50, 70, 80 lakhs. I'm talking about Bombay. Since I am from Mumbai, you need at least for a decent 1 BHK home, you need around 1 crore, 1.5 crores, in a good locality. So for somebody who's just starting his career, who is 25 years old, for him to buy a property worth 1.5 crores is not the best investment option available. He will have to probably take a loan which will attract interest, and he'll probably end up paying 3.5 times the value of the property in the next 20 years. So this is another form of investment that I don't like, in terms of generating returns. If you want to live in your house, then it can be a great investment. Gold has been there since a very long time. Before our currency was printed on the back of gold, which means if we had 100 crores worth of gold, we could print 100 crores worth of currency. Uh, I think around the 1980s or so, we went off the gold standard and all countries started printing a lot of money. Gold has a lot of value because it's a precious metal. India, China import a lot of gold, especially in India. Every household has gold in the form of jewelry and coins. So we put a lot of emphasis on gold. However, if you will notice, if you see the returns of gold on a year-on-year basis, it has only given you returns which are as good as inflation plus 2 to 3%. Plus, most of our gold investments are in the form of jewelry, and if you ever need to liquidate it, you'll probably only get 50, 55, 60% of the total value of the gold, because you will have so many extra charges that get deducted if you ever want to liquidate your gold, or if you want to possibly raise capital. So, in my opinion, I don't invest in gold for generating good returns. The other types of investments are your fixed deposits. I'm sure everyone is aware of that, and I will come to why fixed deposits may not be the best option going forward. There is PPF, provident funds. There are government bonds. There are corporate bonds. So for people who don't know what government bonds are, government issues bonds in various forms. So government companies will issue bonds and they will give you a specific interest rate on whatever X amount that you will invest in government bonds. Government bonds are the most secure form of investments, and the returns generated from this is probably around the fixed deposit rate, or the interest rate set by the RBI. Corporate bonds are like government bonds. They are fixed deposits. You give money to a corporate entity, a company. They will have a fixed interest rate that they will give you. They have a lock-in period, and that's how you can invest in these companies also. However, in corporate bonds, there are a lot of issues, because if the company goes bankrupt, or if there is a problem with the company, or if there's an economic down cycle, a depression, a severe financial crisis as to what you saw in 2008, or 2020 pandemic issue. So these bonds can crash and a lot of problems can happen. So it's a decent investment, but I wouldn't invest in it. The other types of investments are you could invest in currency. The value of dollar has gone up significantly as compared to rupee. Our currency has been depreciating against the dollar for the longest time. There are vintage cars. There are paintings. There are NFTs. These are the new type of investments available. There is collectibles. It could be coins, old coins, old baseball cards. They trade baseball cards in America. So it could be anything. However, what one needs to understand is these things are not traded on the exchange, or the value ascribed to these things, except for currency, the value ascribed to a vintage car or a painting or an NFT, it all depends on what the other party is willing to pay. So, and this sort of investment is not available for everyone. So, not everybody can go buy a vintage car, because you don't know how to assess the value of the vintage car, or assess the value of a painting or an NFT. So, this is only for people who understand these areas, and they can make money out of this. Now, coming to the pertinent thing as to why we should invest in stocks. This is the interest rate chart of United States of America. And if you see, since the currency went off gold standard in the 1980s, interest rates have been gradually just going down. Because the Federal Reserve has been printing so much money, the value of money is going down significantly, and that is also pushing the interest rates down. Because there is so much money in the system, guys, the value of money has gone down, and it does not make sense for the bank to give you interest on that money. So this is one of the major reasons why fixed deposit will also not be one of the best investment opportunities going forward in India. If you do a extensive research on interest rates in all developed countries, they are near zero, or probably 1 or 2%. Developing countries offer you decent interest rates, but if you look at the interest rate trajectory in India, even that has been going down, and it will continue to go down, in my opinion. Why should we invest in companies and stocks or shares? So these are some of the top companies in the world. There's Adobe here, Facebook, there's Lintas, Intel, Microsoft, Google, Mastercard, Zoetis. These are some of the top companies in the world, and they've created massive wealth for investors. And they continue to create invest money for people. Now, what is a company, and why should we invest in a company? See, a company is a set of people who come together to provide, a product or service to the masses. So let's take the example of a TCS. So TCS is a company, is an IT company. Everybody knows about TCS. If you don't know, you should go and search about TCS. It's one of the largest top IT company in India. The market cap of this company is around, the price is 3,000 per share. The market cap of the company currently uh, is uh, is around 11.62 trillion. So this company was founded, in 1968. They make 1.6 lakh crores of revenue. This is the revenue that they made last year. and they have 4,88,000 employees working for them. Now just look at this scenario, guys. They employ 5 lakh people approximately. 5 lakh people's homes are run by the salaries that is given by TCS. These people have their idea, their vision of the world. They have dreams which are being fulfilled only because they are working with TCS. So these employees, they work with TCS together, and they create so much value in terms of working together, servicing the clients that TCS has, getting a salary, running their homes, fulfilling their dreams. So this cannot be done by a piece of land. This can't be done by a property. This can't be done by a fixed deposit, or a government bond. This can only happen when people come together, they work together, and they create value. So in terms of the value that TCS created, TCS got listed in 2004, and at that point of time it was a $472 billion company. Currently the company is worth $11.62 trillion. So if you would have invested 10,000 rupees in 2004 in this company, that would become 2,30,000 rupees as of today. So this is the amount of value creation that has happened for investors. The number of employees have been increasing, so their dreams have been fulfilled. Now what about value creation outside the company? So TCS caters to a lot of clients, and these clients are could be, it could be a Google, it could be a Microsoft, it could be, it could be an airlines, United Airlines or Indigo for that matter, and TCS gives services to these clients. So there is a lot of value creation for their clients also, and then these services are in turn used by the masses. So you see how everything is connected, and this is the reason why we should be investing in the stock market, because this is the only place which will keep on creating value, which will keep on creating products and services that are essential for the masses, and it will create wealth for you as well. So I'll just give you a small list of the companies that have created great wealth for companies in India. So this we have Asian Paints. It's a top paints company in India. Pidilite, Fevikwik, everybody knows about it. HDFC Bank, one of the most trusted and biggest banks in the country as of today. Kotak Mahindra Bank, led by Uday Kotak, one of the best promoters in the country. Bajaj Finance, it's one of the top consumer finance companies in India right now. This stock has made around 8-9,000% since listing. Britannia, one of the top 3 biscuit making companies in India. Marico, it sells your parachute oil, cooking oils. TCS, we just spoke about TCS. Infosys, everybody has heard about Infosys, one of the top IT companies in India. HCL Tech, Wipro, JSW Steel, Bharti Airtel, Hero Moto Company, Maruti Cars, everybody has heard about them. Shree Cement, it's created a lot of wealth, for its investors. Dr. Reddy, Sun Pharma. So these are the companies that have created immense wealth for everybody, and I consider myself as somebody who would want to bet on these companies, because the promoter of these companies work very hard. They are very honest promoters. They have a business, an idea, or a product that can help people, or it can create value in for their clients or for the masses, and they run their company so beautifully that these companies keep on creating profits and they keep on generating great returns for their investors. So this is the reason why I invest for the long term in great companies in India and create wealth for myself. Hope you liked it, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good weekend.